In the heart of Tudor England, a realm of opulent splendour and dark intrigue, the stage was set to unfold a tale that would intertwine the destinies of kings, queens, and the nobility caught in the web of royal ambition. It was a time when the birth of a child could alter the course of history, and the lineage of one's family could both elevate and endanger. Into this world came Eleanor Clifford, Countess of Cumberland, born Eleanor Brandon, whose very existence was a testament to the power and peril of her royal blood. As the niece of Henry VIII, Eleanor's life was shadowed by the monumental expectations of her illustrious heritage. Her maternal grandparents, Henry VII of England and Elizabeth of York, had united a kingdom torn by war, and her parents, Charles Brandon and Princess Mary Tudor, embodied the alliance of noble blood and royal decree. Yet Eleanor's story is not merely one of lineage and legacy, but of a woman navigating the treacherous currents of Tudor politics and personal ambition. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and also give the video a thumbs up. This really helps our channel grow. And finally, don't forget to hit the bell and select all notifications so you never miss one of our videos. And so with that said, let's begin today's story. Eleanor's early life was set against the backdrop of Suffolk lush, the verdant landscapes and the opulent corridors of the Tudor court. Born in 1519 to parents who occupied a central place in the English royal family, her childhood was one of privilege and scrutiny. The third child and second daughter of her parents, she was part of a closely watched lineage and highly valued for its royal connections and potential for strategic marriages. The death of her mother, Princess Mary Tudor, in 1533, when Eleanor was a child, marked a pivotal moment in her young life. Her mother's passing deprived Eleanor of maternal guidance and thrust her into a more prominent position in the intricate ballet of Tudor succession politics. Her father's subsequent marriage to Catherine Willoughby further complicated the family dynamics, introducing new half-siblings into Eleanor's life and expanding the political and personal alliances that shaped her existence. Educated in the arts of courtly grace and the machinations of power, Eleanor grew up in a world where women of her station were expected to excel in both the private sphere of family life and the public arena of court politics. She was taught the virtues of piety, humility, and obedience, virtues esteemed in women of her rank, alongside literacy, music, and needlework skills, which were seen as essential to her role as a noblewoman. Yet Eleanor's education went beyond these traditional pursuits. Under the tutelage of governesses and scholars, she was exposed to the writings of philosophers and poets, the theories of governance and diplomacy, and the principles of religious and moral thought. These lessons, conducted in the shadow of a court both a centre of cultural patronage and a stage for political intrigue, prepared Eleanor for the roles she would later assume. As Eleanor matured into a young woman, her place within the Tudor court became more defined, and her expectations grew. Her royal blood made her a valuable pawn in the political games of marriage and alliance, and her upbringing had instilled in her a keen awareness of her potential role in shaping the future of her family and, by extension, the nation. Eleanor's transition from maiden to matron was marked by her marriage to Henry Clifford, Earl of Cumberland, a union that was as much a matter of the heart as a strategic alliance forged by their family's ambitions. This marriage catapulted Eleanor into a position of significant influence and responsibility, embedding her deeper within the fabric of the English nobility and at the forefront of the Tudor court's intricate power dynamics. As Countess of Cumberland, Eleanor's life was a delicate balance of domestic duties and public obligations. She managed her husband's vast estates, overseeing the stewardship of lands, the welfare of their tenants. Her role extended beyond the household and estate management. She was a partner to her husband in matters of politics and governance, advising on issues that affected their lands and titles. Her understanding in these areas was recognised and respected, a testament to her upbringing and education. However, Eleanor delayed moving in with her husband and in-laws until 9 months after her mother's death. To prepare for her arrival, the Earl of Cumberland added 2 towers and a grand gallery to Skipton Castle. Eleanor's marriage to Clifford took place in June 1535, with her uncle, King Henry VIII, in attendance. Her marriage was fruitful, blessing her with children carrying the Clifford legacy. Yet motherhood was another realm where Eleanor faced the expectations and pressures of her station. Raising her offspring in the shadow of the crown, she instilled in them the virtues and skills necessary to navigate their future roles in Tudor society. The Countess's responsibilities also encompass the nurturing of alliances through the elaborate rituals of court life, feasts, tournaments and ceremonies that were much about display and diplomacy as they were about celebration. In these areas, Eleanor excelled, using her grace, intelligence and the subtleties of courtly intrigue to further her family's interests and navigate the treacherous waters of royal favour. The political landscape of Tudor England was as volatile as it was dangerous, with allegiances shifting like sands beneath the tide. Eleanor's life was not immune to the storms that swept through the realm, bringing challenges that tested her strength, resolve, and of course loyalty. The religious upheavals of the period marked by the Reformation and the dissolution of the monasteries cast a long shadow over Eleanor's life. As a woman of noble birth and deep personal convictions, she found herself at the intersection of faith and political expediency, navigating the delicate balance between her religious beliefs and the demands of allegiance to the crown. Her marriage, too, was tested by the strains of political alliance and personal ambition. Henry Clifford's involvement in the Northern Rebellion, a stand against Elizabeth I's religious and economic policies, placed Eleanor in a precarious position. Her loyalty to her husband and her duty to the crown were at odds, forcing her into a labyrinth of difficult choices and dangerous compromises. Amidst these trials, Eleanor faced personal loss and tragedy, the details of which could involve the death of a close family member or the betrayal of a trusted confidant. These moments of sorrow and betrayal were crucibles, testing and refining Eleanor's character, sharpening her understanding of the fragile nature of power, and deepening her resolve to protect her family's legacy and ensure its survival through the turbulent tides of history. In facing these challenges, Eleanor drew up upon her education, her faith, and her deep well of inner strength. She manoeuvred through the political intrigue and personal trials with a blend of grace, diplomacy, and a steely resolve, her actions guided by a keen sense of duty and a profound commitment to her family's future. The later years of Eleanor's life were times of reflection, as the tumult of her earlier days gave way to a quieter, albeit no less influential, role within the circles of power and family she had navigated so adeptly. Her life had marked the Countess, the warmth of familial bonds and the cold touch of personal loss. As the shadows lengthened, Eleanor turned her attention to the legacy she would leave behind. Eleanor's legacy was multifaceted, etched in the annals of history through her offspring and her contributions to the social and political fabric of her time. Her initiatives in education, especially in promoting literacy and learning across her estates, paved the way for a generation that was more knowledgeable and enlightened. Her patronage of the arts, a testament to her belief in the power of culture to uplift and inspire, left a lasting impact on the artistic landscape of the era. The final years were also a time of consolidation, ensuring that the lands and titles under her stewardship were secured for her descendants. In her wisdom, she navigated the intricacies of inheritance laws and family alliances, ensuring that the Clifford legacy would endure through the tumultuous times ahead. Her children, now adults, were a living testament to her resilience and strength, poised to carry forward the values and virtues she had instilled in them. Little is known of Eleanor in her later years, but there is one letter she sent to her husband asking for help. It's a poignant reminder of just how fragile life was in the era.
Dear heart, after my most hearty commendations, This shall be to certify you that since your departure from me I have been very sick, and at this present my water is very red, whereby I suppose I have the jaundice and the ague both. For I have no appetite for meat, and I have such pains in my side and towards my back as I had at Brougham, where it began with me first. Wherefore I desire you to help me to a physician, and that this bearer might bring him with him. For now in the beginning I trust one may have good remedy, and the longer it is delayed, the worse it will be. Also my sister Anne is come to me and very desirous to see you, which I trust shall be the sooner at this time, and thus Jesus send us both health. At my lodge at Carlton, the 14th of February. And, dear heart, I pray you send for Dr. Stevens, for he knoweth best my complexion for such causes. By your assured loving wife, Eleanor Cumberland.
As the story of Eleanor Clifford, Countess of Cumberland, comes to a close, we are left to ponder the ripples caused by one life in the vast ocean of history. Eleanor's journey through the highs and lows of Tudor England, her triumphs and tribulations, mirrors the complexities of human existence, reflecting themes of loyalty, courage, and the enduring quest for meaning and legacy. In the quiet of her final days, Eleanor might have contemplated the legacy of her actions, the family she nurtured, and the changes she wrought within the society she inhabited. Her life, a tapestry of personal ambition entwined with the broader strokes of historical change, challenges us to consider our legacies. How do the choices we make, the relationships we forge, and the trials we endure shape the legacy we leave behind? In this narrative exploration, the life of Eleanor Clifford serves not only as a window into the past, but also a mirror reflecting the timeless human preoccupations with duty, legacy, and the desire to leave an indelible mark on the world. Her story, rich with historical detail and emotional depth, invites viewers to reflect on their place within the continuum of history and the nature of their legacies they wish to create.